Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rich. Getting ready to put the wallboard on the shower. So I'm actually using Durarock cement board. I know there's foam boards out there, but I prefer to have the cement board. Um, Obviously, you know, everybody can choose the kind that they want. The lighter it is, it's obviously easier to install and easier to carry and things like that. But I think that the cement board is definitely more sturdy as a substrate to put the tile on. So that's what we're going to go ahead and use. I got started yesterday. Let me show you what I've worked on so far. I got this outside exterior wall done. But prior to putting the Durarock on this side, I actually went up 20 inches from the floor and put in a couple of pieces of 2x6. So one piece here and another piece here, just for future proofing, in case we ever want to put some sort of a fold out seat in here. We have some sturdy backing to install the screws that are necessary to install that. I also added some blocking right here. That way I have a good place to screw into for both pieces, for the upper and the lower. Also added some blocking right here and right here in case we ever want to have kind of a diagonal type handle, grab handle. I put this piece up, but I should have put this section up first because I need to slide it in and then screw it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and do this whole side first, and then put these in place because it's just going to be easier to be able to access this stud to screw into right now before putting this side on. I know that this piece needs to be 44 3/4, and I need to cut a notch so that this distance is 50.5, and this is 30 inches down. So we're going to go and cut out a piece and start installing this wall and hopefully finish up the shower today. I know I need it to be 44 3/4 at the top. So what I want to do is go ahead and I go ahead and make a mark at 44 3/4. But I know that the longer piece needs to be 50.5, so I'm going to make a mark at 50.5 too. And do one on the other side. They have these tools, like this scoring tool that you can use to score the rock, but unfortunately I really don't like this tool. I used it for a while, but it really tears the fibers in this cement board and doesn't cut them cleanly. So when it pulls them, it ends up breaking the cement all into pieces, and it's really jagged and not really great. What I've found is just if you use a really sharp razor blade, and obviously it dulls it pretty quickly when you do it this way, it just does a better job. You get a cleaner cut, and it doesn't create a lot of dust. I did get a bunch of dust yesterday, you know, just shaving things, but it does a better job in keeping the dust down. It's outside, so it's not a really huge deal, but when you get inside the bathroom, it really kind of, it's not good for your respiratory system. So I'm just going to make a couple of marks, just so that I have a line. A good Sharpie marker helps with that. Okay, ready to put it up, but before I put it up, I want to go ahead and put some construction adhesive behind there. That'll fill in any imperfection. Well, hopefully it'll fill in some any imperfections that we have. But I did take a look at it with a level, and we are pretty straight. You want to kind of go across to make sure that you don't have any really warped areas. This stud is a little bit bowed. It's flat here, but then it goes in and then it comes back out. So when I get to this middle piece, I may need to shim it with some shims, because I don't think that this is going to be quite enough. I may just skip putting screws on this side anyway, just because these are fine and this is plenty good distance there, so we may just skip it all together just to be safe. But I'll definitely put it up top, and then maybe the first one here, because that's pretty square. Alright, so doing it one-handed, you gotta make sure you got a screw connected to your gun so that you can access it pretty quickly with one hand while you're holding up the other. So let's go ahead and get it up there and put a screw in the bottom just to kind of get it in place. I'm getting ready to put the cement board on the shelf itself, but I don't want to put it flat on this board because this is level, and I want it to be just a little bit out of level, just so that it's tilted out towards the drain, so that if water ever collects here, well, so that water doesn't ever collect here, so that it actually drains off and goes down to the drain itself. I don't want it to pool in the back corner. Some people put this flat and then they just build up the mortar on the tile. However, you're going to waterproof this, so tile's not made to be impervious. So the water penetrates through the grout and gets down to all the way down to your waterproof level. So if your waterproofing is flat and you ever have problems with it leaking or anything like that, it's gonna, well, what it's gonna do is it's gonna pool up in the corner, and then gives it more opportunity for it to collect and stay there and then eventually leak out. Rather than if it was tilted, it has no opportunity to stay up there. Even if it gets under the tile, it's gonna want to wick away. So I got a couple of wood shims, like about 5 wood shims that I'm gonna put in here, and I made them just the length of the board itself. So I'm going to have them tilted outwards all the way across. And that's where I'm going to screw into, and I'm going to glue this to it so that it is just tilting away and it's just off level. So let's go ahead and glue it up. So now that I've set it on here, you can see the level is completely, it's not level anymore. So it's going down. It's not, it's plenty for water to run, but you know, obviously it's not so much to where like your shampoo bottles are going to fall off. So it's just enough to where it's running away from the wall. And that way I don't have to worry about building up the back to make sure that it's right and having to deal with that. Certainly a way to do it, but I just think that this is going to be a better solution. So even if there was no tile on here and it's just waterproof, there's no way that the water is going to stay up here. It's just going to roll that way. Whereas if it was flat, it could stay right there. Now the waterproofing is supposed to keep it from, you know, seeping through, but you have to wait for it to evaporate before it goes away completely. This way, it's going downhill. Alright, so I was able to get all of the cement board up on the walls. As you can see, this is the completed look of it. Pretty straightforward, I'd say. The only issue was this took a little bit of time to kind of measure out and figure out how I wanted to put it together. I was trying to make sure that that this overlapped the top piece here so you didn't see the top piece, and that the face of these would overlap the sides here so that you didn't see them. It's not going to matter because I'm going to tile over it, but it was just, I know that it's there, so, you know, I wanted to make sure that it was nice. Other than that, it was fairly straightforward. The razor blade works really well to cut the material. And just use some construction adhesive to put it up on the studs before I put it up there, just to make sure that it has a good secure fit and nothing rattles and it's nice and solid once it cures. So I think this is going to do it for this video. If you watched all the way through, I appreciate you watching, and if you liked it, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel to get any future updates on this bathroom project or other projects that I might be doing. So until next time, I'll see you later.